Hi guys, welcome to the epic harvest showdown. I think this is probably going to be the only harvest video in my channel. I'm looking at one of the zucchini squash and picante and I don't think I'm going to be able to get that one out because it's grown, or maybe I can. No, probably not. It's already getting stuck. What I'm going to probably try to do, since I have so many of these, is try and see if I can preserve them like whole, just let them cure to put them in the cellar or basement. Really, we don't have a cellar. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna be clearing out all these plants probably sooner than later, since school starts next week and I want to have the least amount of work to do by then. Okay, part two, because a lot of plants are touching my skin and I'm starting to get itchy all over. We have so many of these. I'm probably gonna try and do a fourth triple batch of, what is this called? Zucchini brownies. And maybe relish, but I have so much relish, I don't think I need some. Plus, I still have a bunch of the patty pan squash still inside. These I'm just gonna cut and give to the chickens, and maybe they'll eat them. To be honest, I think the chickens are also sick of squash that I've been giving them. There's so much of it. If you have problems with squash bugs, vine borers, I'm telling you, give the zucchini rampicante a try. You will not be disappointed. Or if you have a small space, because one plant will give you a lot. Now, that one plant will try to take over your garden. So beware. This one seems like the bottom part starting to rot out. It's a little soft and wrinkly at the end, but the rest should look good. So if I cut this part, I should be able to use the rest. And I think that's all the zucchini rampicante. Let's see how much or how many we got out of one plant for 1 week of being away. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's technically 2 more over here, plus the 2 I threw away. That will be 13 out of one plant. Guys, how many weeks are in there in the summer? Like 12? It's insane. Come on, that is crazy. My favorite task is picking tomatoes. So let's do tomatoes next. And another thing I seem to do, oh, he's here. My scissors are just playing garden instruments. Woo! Ugh, that's my bad. But the rainbow Or it's a pineapple. It is pineapple. The pineapple tomatoes have been very, I'm not going to say they're the most producing stuff, but their plants have been very big. Or the fruit has been very big. Oh, this one is a conjointed one. Let's go! Another thing with heirloom plants that you will see is that they'll grow what we call, my brain is not working today, probably because of all the travel that has been delayed. Thank you, American Airlines, for making my one travel day into 3. I'm only thinking of conjointed, but that's not the word. But that can happen a lot with heirloom tomatoes. They're still good. Just cut that part out and use the rest. Please do not waste food. Oh, there's another one right here too. Cut away and don't pull, because I just wasted a tomato.
Don't waste food. I just wasted a tomato.
My husband is so funny, isn't he?
I don't think they heard me.
I'm sure they did. Ah, whatever. The red tomato. Ugh. We have some that are ripening that I'm actually gonna pick too. Even though most of my tomatoes, I haven't had an issue from what I've seen. Animals eating my ripe tomatoes, I've had an issue of them eating my seedlings, not letting them grow. I'd rather not risk it because I feel like things has been pretty nice to me now. But now that things are starting to die back because it's the end of the summer, I don't want plant animals coming in here and eating out of my fruits. These cherry tomatoes, I think this is one of the sunrise bumblebee. It is very prolific. It has grown so much to the point that it's all the way at the other side of my trellis. And the taste is very good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Me and my husband don't eat raw tomatoes much. We love ketchup. We love pasta. So that's why we mostly use it. And then sandwiches. When we lived in California, there's this place. If you are in Southern California, if you're a military family, it's called Board and Brew. The torcado. Ugh. Add bacon, get it toasted with their extra secret sauce, to die for. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. And I'm so sad we can't have it anymore. We find ourselves craving it all the time. And a good tomato on there, it's so good. I'll try to recreate it and do it by myself, but I don't have the secret sauce. So it's not gonna be the same. Make sure to prune your tomatoes or stake them very well, so you're not doing all this maneuvering like I am. Do as I say, not as I do. A very common phrase in the military. There's some more over here. But yeah, I think next year I'm probably gonna try and grow tomatoes in ground. But honestly, I probably won't. Since I'm gonna put the potatoes and then the corn on that side. I love the smell of tomatoes. They smell so good. I don't think I see any more color on these plants, but I'll say that's a pretty hefty harvest. My Dr. Witches, I don't know what happened to them. I haven't seen not one full yellow tomato. Everything I see comes from my pineapple. Something sorry at this one, but the chickens love tomatoes, so I'll give that one to them. That is something that they are not bored of, getting tomatoes from my garden. I plan on having a big not pasta sauce, making a tomato sauce day tomorrow, or maybe even tonight, depending on how rested or energetic I feel. I do have to do something for school by Friday, so maybe I'll try and do that tonight and get it out of the way. Some of these tomatoes are so ripe, they're just falling the moment I touch them. If you really care about the beauty of your tomatoes, you'll want to harvest them and not stack them on top of each other, because tomatoes are fragile. But like I said, I'm just using them to make different sauces, so I don't care if they look pretty or not, because I'm gonna mush them down. More chicken tomatoes. These are 8 plants. Again, learn from my mistakes. Maybe do 6, probably 4 next year. I did not grow enough tomatoes to do a year worth of sauce for us. I highly doubt it. So next year I might have to put some more. Where? I'm not sure. I have a pretty small garden. Now, could I put some more garden beds? Yes. Should I? Probably not. We are not gonna be staying here forever. This is not our forever home. As I mentioned it before, we're a military family. I picked a green one. So we're bound to move in a couple years. 2 years, actually. We already been here for 1. I haven't seen a problem apart from disease in my tomatoes. For example, I found 2 hornworms, or 3 actually, and 2 of them were full of beneficial wasp eggs. But if you have a problem with hornworms at night, if you go with a purple light, black light, they shine, so you'll be able to find them very easily. I'll try to put some footage of when we did it and found a bunch of them. It's very sad to see your garden died and petered out at the end of the summer after you put so much work and love into it. But to be honest, I'm also looking forward to periods of rest. I'm talking about rest like I'm not going to be doing anything when I'm full on planning a fall garden for the first time ever. So I'm very excited for that, but kind of sad that my garden won't be as colorful and green and lush. Lots of tomatoes ready to pick. You're right. Another thing, It'll make picking tomatoes a lot easier if you didn't have a bunch of plants just stuck on top of one another. I've been picking my tomatoes when I can see they're obviously blushing. But I think since I have so many ripe ones, I'll leave the ones that just barely started to blush in the plant. Because it is better to let them ripen in the plant. But like I said, we run out of battery. More chicken food out of the garden. But like I was saying, I think I was talking about garden pests. If you have a lot of garden pests or animals coming in and eating your plants, you can pick tomatoes when they first start blushing, because at that point they started producing the, I think it's methylene gas, probably wrong. And they will continue to ripen. Now, if you pick them completely green and they will ripen also, they'll just take longer and they probably won't taste as good. But at the end of the day, good food is better than no food, especially if you're growing it yourself. Don't let perfection get in the way of progress. That's something I have to tell myself. I tend to be a perfectionist in a lot of things in life, except cleaning. Cleaning is my one thing in which good enough is good enough. What is your thing in which school tends to be one thing that in which I am a perfectionist, together with cooking? Do you have anything in which you find yourself being a perfectionist? I'm talking to you, babe. No?
Yep.
What?
A perfect cameraman I'm trying to be.
Thank you. I appreciate your help. It is very hard trying to film and pick fruit, but I think I'm getting somewhat the hang of it here and there, at least in the kitchen aspect of it. Still need to get better for sure. First thing that I did to improve was to get a microphone. Shout out to my cousin Rosagna. That was her suggestion. At this point, if I'm not able to grab them, I'm detaching them from the tree and letting them fall, and then I'll pick them from the ground. There's so many. I think I picked them all, and then I look in a different angle and I see so many more. You might wonder how I see them with all this greenery. Look for pops of color within all the green. Oh, here's one that almost escaped. That needs to be chicken food. Oh, I'm so sweaty already. I've always thought I didn't sweat a lot, and then this week vacation in the Dominican Republic, spending time with my family. That's where I'm originally from. I sweat like no other, especially our last night there. We went to a hotel the last part of the trip, and the last night I was able to dance. I love dancing, and my back was soaked. It looked like I just finished a high intensity workout after dancing probably maybe 5 songs. If you're afraid of bugs, beware. Putting your face into your plants. You might see a thing or two, or a thing or two might jump in your face. These are the Napoli tomatoes. To be honest, I didn't think I was gonna like them because they are very small, but they are shutting my mouth up with how prolific they are. Oh, that is so sad. That's what happens when you go away from your garden. But to be honest, it was a very much needed vacation. I got to spend time with my family, which you're not supposed to have favorite family members, but I definitely do. My favorite cousin lives over there, so seeing her, catching up with her was amazing. It's one of the few vacations me and my husband go to in which I don't have the journey to come back home so fast. I was actually pretty sad to come home. Could that be also because school is starting up and I knew it's my last week of vacation? Maybe. But I truly enjoy spending time with family. My family is very, very close. One thing of my husband said as we were driving to the hotel, because it was a 5-hour drive from when we live in Santiago to Punta Cana, is that every time we made a stop, we will all hug and say hi to each other. Like we haven't seen each other in days or weeks when it's been like an hour. Ah, I miss them already. But we are already planning next year's vacation and we're thinking of Jamaica. So I'm excited for that. I think I picked all of the tomatoes. And if I didn't, I'll be back out tomorrow to pick some more. Look at this sunflower. Oh, there's a bee. You see the orange in its leg, all the pollen? There's so many bumblebees in my garden. I am so happy for them and thankful. Ah, something I forgot to mention. This sunflower over here. Guys, this is incredible. It hasn't even flowered yet, but you can see it's a multi-headed. I can see that it's gonna be a whole bunch of sunflowers, so I'm definitely gonna be saving seeds or trying to save seeds from that one. This one is a multi-headed too, but it's not as big. That one is the big Bama Jama. While you record that, bee, I'm gonna give these tomatoes to the chickens, and then we can pick peppers. Basket for peppers, but it's what I got. because my husband won't let me buy more, saying I have enough baskets, which I obviously don't. Ugh, some of these looks like there's some bug damage. Ah, so sad. But it's bound to happen as an organic gardener. These are the Gymnordellos. They're producing, these plants produce very well. But oh my goodness, do they take forever to ripen. It's supposed to be very sweet. I'll open those up, and if everything is damaged, then I'll just give it to the chickens, as usual. Chickens get benefit every single time something goes wrong in my garden. I like to put jalapenos in my sauce. Me and my husband like spice. If you don't, just leave them out. Supposedly, if you have the jalapenos and they have these little streaks, they're supposedly very spicy. To be honest, I've been a little disappointed with my peppers. I don't think they've been spicy at all. But sweet peppers are very better than no peppers. Those seem a little juvenile. Let's pick these eggplants, but I'm gonna put it in one of the big baskets. Look at that beauty. To be honest, I don't love eggplants. I don't think my husband does either. Do you? But there is one way I do eat it that I remember my aunt and my mom making it when I was little. In Spanish, they call it torreja. It's basically fried eggplant. I don't think that's big enough. But supposedly the smaller you pick them, the more tender they are. I've also seen some recipe for baba ganoush, which is an eggplant dip. Me and my husband's love dip. Husband, plural, huh? I have the one. Me and my husband love dip. So I figure I'll give it a try. There's two. Oh, eating candy. And I have one that I picked in my fridge before we left. It's starting to get dark in here. And I don't know if this applies to everybody else, but dusk also brings a lot of bugs out, at least for us. These don't have strikes, but they are so big. Look at the size of that jalapeno. That's a stuffing jalapeno right there. Oh, I got into, oh my God, what is that? Oh, that's pollen. Is that coming out of the zinnias? Or is that just the powdery mildew?
A brand new white shirt.
I'm sorry, I'll wash it. You have 20 of them. I'll get you a new one.
How many times have you said
I will. Just give me time. Let's go shopping. For sure, it's for you. Let's go on the other side. These serranos have gone crazy. They're very prolific. I'm very proud of them. Now, are they very spicy? No. No. It's not like I am chewing just one off to try it. But when I put them in sauce, I will expect them to be more spicy. They're not. I've also put it on the zucchini relish I've made, or well, I keep saying zucchini relish, but think squash relish, summer squash relish. It does taste like zucchini to me, so that's what I use them for, because the regular zucchini just died so fast. Make sure you leave a lot of space in between your garden beds, or that you trellis your flowers so you can walk in your pathways. Unlike me. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure at what size you're supposed to pick serranos up. I'm just picking the medium slash large I see, and the small ones I'm just letting be. There's a nice juicy one. Hopefully next year I'll do better. Remind me not to plant everything so close together. Which I probably won't pay attention and do it either way. Because otherwise I'll have less plants in my garden. And I love the lush, bushy look. I'm debating if I should pick some habaneros, even though they are not green. I think I picked all the big serranos. Or maybe this is the size I should pick them. I don't know. You tell me. Probably by the time you see this video, I already picked all of them. I want to try and make some purple cayenne powder and maybe some purple hot sauce. I think it'll be a very fun thing to do. And try. Make sure to pick your plants. Remember, plants don't care to feed you. They care to reproduce. And if you don't pick them, they won't produce as much. I'll say that's a handful of cayenne. Next year, probably choose my favorite peppers and grow 2 out of each plant I choose. Oh, look at that. Isn't that so gorgeous? All the different peppers. That's so pretty. Abundance, people. Abundance. Nature is so given. And this is my second year planting, so don't be discouraged. You will fail a lot. You can see all the plants I failed this year. Melons, cucumber, corn, sweet potatoes. But peppers, tomatoes, squash. My flower patch was a fail also. My garlic was a fail. My onions were a big win this year. You win some, you lose some. You know what? We're gonna be dangerous and we're gonna eat a green habanero. No, we won't. I can feel the spice. Oh, it is spicy. It's tingling. So I will pick some of them, even though they're not orange yet. Watch me regret my life choices. Oh, fuck. Pay attention to what you cut so you don't end up like me. Ah, this one was starting to ripen. Well, I think chickens will love this. I don't know how true it is, but I've read that chickens don't have spice receptors, pain receptors, so you can give them spicy food and they won't care. I've had fed my chickens crushed red peppers. Supposedly it's also very good for their health, and I don't want to say antibiotic, but antimicrobial maybe. I think this is enough. Once I do want to try and leave some too ripe. Look at that beauty, guys. Jimmy Nardellos, jalapenos, serranos, habanero, and purple cayenne. And my mouth still on fire. Let's take a picture. Oh, we are actually missing one thing that doesn't exactly come out of the garden. But look at all of that abundance in 1 week of growth while we've been gone. I'm giddy. So amazing. Well, let's pick some eggs. My mother-in-law did come while we were gone every other day to give wet food to the cats and give extra water to the chickens. The chickens had 2 waterers. I guess one has been moved out. My husband did arrive yesterday while I arrived today because, again, there was a mess with the airlines. Still is. So she picked up some eggs and I told them she was able to keep them if she wanted. I don't think she did, or if she did, she took very few because there were a lot on my counter. If you are not able to have 10, 12, 30 chickens, please don't be discouraged. I only have 4, and those 4, I promise you, produce enough for me, my husband, and some family members. Unless you eat multiple eggs a day, every day, multiple meals a day, then yeah, they won't be enough, but there'll be some. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for spending this little afternoon picking veggies and fruit, because tomatoes technically are a fruit, with me. I'll see you on the next one. Probably the garden won't be looking anything like it is today, but let's reminiscing on the summer last few days before we go full on mode into the fall. I'll see you in the next one.